My name is Matt Parker. I'm a fourth-year orthopedic surgery resident here at Duke, and I'm one of the Fagan Scholars this year. As a senior resident, I spend a lot of time, with junior trainees, med students, and I do a lot of teaching, and I found out that I'd never really been taught how to teach. So we thought as part of our project this year that we would look into that and find out what are the best practices in teaching near peers and try to outline some of the best practices, and the videos that are coming up here are showing both the good and the bad.
All right, Christian, you ready to head out?
Just a second. I'm emailing a medical student joining the team on Monday with some expectations for the rotation.
Oh, wow, that's a good idea. I should think about doing that.
You should.
Well, look at this email my resident just sent me for Gen Surge tomorrow.
What's up?
Isn't that so helpful? He's basically outlined everything.
Oh my god, that's so helpful. He pretty much told you everything you need to know. Yeah, no, my resident never sent me anything like that. That looks super helpful.
I'll forward this to you so you have a reference at least.
Hey, thank you.
Hey, sorry to bother you guys. Do you know where the Gen Surge team sits?
We're Gen Surge.
Oh, okay. I'm Dana. I'm a medical student. I'm supposed to be starting with you today. I had so much trouble figuring out where to go.
Oh wow, I forgot the rotations changed. All right, you can hang with us. We're in the OR today, though. You're gonna need some scrubs.
Okay, I've never been in the operating room, and I don't know where to get scrubs.
All right. Well, we'll help you get some. And by the way, we're doing lap appies today. I don't know if you've ever seen one of those before.
No, and I don't know what lap appy means.
All right. Well, you're gonna get some questions on it, so I'd start reading now. In the meantime, let's get you some scrubs.
Okay.
Hey Mac, I just finished with our last patient.
Awesome. Great job in clinic today. Thanks a lot for your help. Tomorrow we got a tympanoplasty, so I want to go over bones of, the middle ear, stuff like that. And since it's the start of the rotation, I think it's usually best to ask sort of what learning style is best for people. Some people like to get pimped. They like to get put on the spot and actually learn best that way. Whereas some folks, especially if you don't know it, it's hard to come up with an answer when you have no idea. Some folks like to get walked through it. Either way is completely fine. Just let me know, what's best for you.
No, sure. No one's ever really asked me that before. I think for me, I'd like to do like a little refresher today, maybe just going over the basic points, and then I'll go home, do a little bit of my own independent study, and then tomorrow I should be able to answer your questions, I think.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, man. All right, Tariq. Let's talk tympanoplasty. Do you know how many types there are?
3?
There's 5.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Can you name any of them?
No, I can't. I'm sorry. I didn't get a chance to look at it last night.
Okay. Do you know anything about the approach?
By the ear?
Okay. All right. You're a SOBI, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's okay, but you got to do some work here.
Okay.
You got to do some reading.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right. I'll see you now.
I hate getting pimped.
All right, Sri. Let's debrief.
Okay.
So positioning was good, allowed us to do everything we wanted to do. Incision, I skimped on it. I should have made it bigger. I always do that. I've got to improve on that. It made everything from there on, a little bit more of a challenge. Struggled a little bit with reduction, but that was, because of the small incision. I think you did great. You really, really were anticipating the next steps in getting the suction in there, making sure that the field was clear of blood. Awesome job.
Oh, I really appreciate that. I remember our last debrief, you had mentioned the importance of anticipation. I think it really helped me, figure out the flow of the operation and figuring out where and when I could be helpful this time. And so I really appreciate the feedback. On this particular case, I had a little bit of difficulty seeing the quality of the reduction on the fluoro, and so I was hoping you could tell me what we're kind of looking for in that respect.
Okay, so there's two things. On the AP, you're looking for one thing. On the lateral, it's a little bit different.
Okay.
Sick case, huh?
Yeah, no, that was awesome. I think we did a really good job.
Reduction with money, fluoro's perfect. What fracture? Love it.
Yeah, money. No, that's great. I did have some questions about the approach.
I had Rollman, I don't know, look it up. Is that cool?
Yeah, no, I
See ya.
gotcha. Thanks.
All right, Dana, so we're going to be doing an anatomic shoulder replacement for the next case. So the rotator cuff is really essential for that functioning. Can you name the four muscles of the rotator cuff?
Yes, supraspinatus, infraspinatus, teres minor, subscap.
And our subscap is most important for maintaining stability after the rotator cuff. Can you name what nerve innervates the subscap?
Yeah, it's the upper and lower subscap nerve.
That's right. All right, so this next one's a little bit more challenging, so I might bump it up to Christian. Christian, if your subscap fails after a shoulder replacement, what happens?
You get instability, so that can lead to anterior superior escape.
That's right. All right, so let's repair our subscap real good in this case, okay? All right, Dana, we got another shoulder replacement coming up. So this patient got a V2 glenoid. So what kind of implant do you think we're gonna want to put in?
Ooh, I'm sorry, I don't know the different types of base plates.
Wow. Okay. How about what's the Walsh classification?
Whoa, don't you think that's a little too advanced for a sub-eye?
She wants to go to ortho, right? She should know this. All right, Dana, come on.
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know the Walsh classification.
Okay. Well, you got some reading to do. All right. So when you work on that, we'll come back to you tomorrow. Maybe you'll be watching for this case.
Hey, good afternoon, sir. How are you? I'm
Fine,
Christian. I'm one of the members of the dermatology team, and I have a medical student here to read.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
I hear there's a mole that's been growing on your arm. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Do you mind if I take a look?
Sure.
And I'm gonna have the medical student, I'm just gonna walk him through some physical exam findings just so that he can understand and learn from what I'm looking at. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, it's right here.
Let me just take a look. Oh, I see. So Tariq, I know we had talked before we came sort of about the A, B, C, D, E associated with melanoma. I just want you to step in and take a look at what I'm seeing here, and I'm just gonna so we're just gonna talk shop and just demonstrate sort of how these different findings take place. So Tariq, what would you say in terms of this mole here, thinking about sort of the A part, the asymmetry? Does this look symmetric? What do you think?
Yeah, I know that for melanoma, you'd be looking for any concerning findings on appearance, including asymmetry. I hear.
So just sort of summing that up, sir, what you have is sort of just a nevus, a benign nevus. We sort of get concerned, as the medical students kind of talked about, when you have those findings like the A, B, C, D, E. But everything looks good here, so we're gonna sign off, and yeah, you'll be good to go home.
All right.
It's nice meeting you.
All right. Well,
Thank you
Thanks a
for
lot.
letting me participate.
thanks a lot. Thanks for coming by.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
I'm Christian. I'm one of the dermatologists with the team. I hear there's this mole that you have on your arm. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Do you mind if I see?
Sure.
Yeah, it looks like it's growing. Okay. Well, I don't see anything concerning, so we're just gonna sign off, okay? How does that sound to you?
I like the sound of that.
Okay, cool. Have a great rest of your day, sir.
We wanted to make these videos and this content for people that wanted to get better at teaching. And we hope that we've provided a resource that people can check back into, something that doesn't take a lot of time, that they can do on the fly and anytime they want to get better or get reminded of the best practices for near peer teaching.